I am trying to get back here to UDocs US3. I'm probably not saying that right. On your reply video about, uh, I think, considering that my idea was to default to print money to pay off all of our debts. And I guess first, what I would say, please take a look at. I think it's Section 3 of the proposed legislation for monetary reform that's at the American Monetary Institute site, and take a look at what it is exactly that they propose to do, which is basically to make good via payment of real money for all existing debts. Um, and then, having said that, um, in terms of defaulting on all the debts, I don't think it's necessary to default on all the debts. I think that, most of the debts in the world were taken on legitimately by people with, a need to do borrowing and making investments and that kind of stuff. So to me, there's not enough reason to default on all the debts. And I've tried to make the statement in my presentations that what we're going to default on, and I'm saying default, but really, all we need to do is reinstitute mark-to-market accounting for the investment shadow banking community that has rolled up all the trillions of dollars in debts that caused the trillions of dollars in losses that have already occurred in the real economy by to real people, and those things will become worthless. And when they become worthless, the bankers that created them and owned them and bet on them will themselves default and become insolvent and cease to exist. And the assets that they're holding will be, basically parceled out through some form of consolidation to other entities, so that the 20 to 25% of real value in those many tens of trillions of dollars in toxic assets will basically sugar down, just like making maple syrup, to something that's really good and healthy and tasty. And that stuff, once it's back into the economy. So to be clear, that's why when I say, well, we need to get away from debt money, and use debt-free money for the purpose of continuing the economy. That's after what I call the great settlement of accounts that I've just described. Um, and it's really a matter of either we're going to let all those toxic assets drag us into the scenario that you've described with whether it's wars or all forms of social unrest or police states or military rule or a global police state or what have you. They're unnecessary, and we shouldn't fall into their trap. Um, but there has to be a complete write-off of a huge chunk of those debts. Um, so for what it's worth, that's my take on it. We're better off paying it off with real money that we create, um, by the power that we have to create that real money, um, than to default on all of the debt that's out there, because it will be too much of a fracture to the fabric of society. When nobody's debts get paid, it's going to be much harder to settle the accounts and start over again. And I think it's important that we get started over again as soon as we can. But I really appreciate your comment.